is Katalin Rodriguez-Ogren. I'm the owner of POW Gym in the Chicago Parisi Speed School. I've been with the Parisi Network since 2015, and my facility opened up in 2001, so I'm almost at 20 years come March. My business started out as a combat sports and fitness training center, and then as I grew my youth programming, I decided I wanted to add an expanded sports performance component as well as grow the adult fitness and integrate the two concepts together. Well, I think the fact that I do a ton of education and I am still on the floor, I think has been one of my personal methods of really understanding how to keep the culture of my gym intact. I know there's a lot of owners out there who are not coaches and on the floor, but for me, I don't know if I would understand how to navigate my business if I didn't teach Parisi and obviously teach all my combat sports as well as do the front desk and so forth. And technically, since COVID, I'm now actually the PD for the Parisi program, and it's the first time I've had that responsibility. So for a lot of us, I'm sure we're restructuring so that we can rebuild our businesses as staff changes roles as well as a byproduct of Parisi. And I actually am really enjoying the job. Despite all my other responsibilities, I enjoy my time as a PD very much. I have more of a focus on technique. And I kind of operate under two basic principles. One is to lead by example at all times, no matter what. That doesn't mean you have to be better than the people you're leading by example. So I don't think I'm ever going to squat more than my male clients. And they might be amazing variations of pull-ups, but that doesn't mean that I can't lead by example in the practice of those movements. Then the second is that every single time I have students or members, they're investing in their next workout. So I kind of look at it a little differently. It's not always about what we do today. It's about what's done today, how it makes the next training time more productive. So having that real focus on technique and that we're skill driven across the board, I think is integrated throughout the boxing from the youth perspective to the adults, and of course is very, very in line with the Parisi program. The skips you do today, the perfection of that, force to the ground today is actually investing in the next time you really have to run a sprint, let's say, or play your sports. I mean, I like teaching. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like program design. I think I love coming up with the games. So for those of you who have met me before or follow me on Instagram and this study, it's that Q4. We love all the games that we create for that, as well as the ones for the game time and the Pee-wee market. That's probably the most fun is when we do creative content development. And we do those jams. That's my favorite thing to do. To me, just remember this, there's no such thing as like boring people. If you find them boring, then you're boring. You know what I mean? Everything kids do is so funny. It's just, I find it's like watching a bunch of puppies play. Now, how do you take those little puppies and teach them how to sit all at one time? I think that's fun. I think you just have to have patience. Play some games. You have to find a way to just play games with them and curb your expectation on what something's supposed to look like. Because once again, back to invest in their next time. You're not getting them to squat properly today, you're helping them to squat properly in a week from now or a month from now and so forth. But I get it. You're either wired for kids or you're not. And I think that there's something redeeming about every single age group. And then from a investment business standpoint, I mean, taking a 7-year-old and making them love you as a coach in the Parisi system, you've got a reoccurring member for 7 years, 10 years. And that's kind of amazing. I mean, your high schoolers, you get them at 16, you only have them if you're lucky for 18 months. And that's if they don't get a car and a girlfriend or boyfriend. Well, you have to be a technician. You have to be positive and upbeat, without stereotyping by no means. I don't think women should come in and try to be like hard asses. I don't think that bodes well for being in an environment that's meant to be just unbelievably inspiring. So there's a fine line between being tough and firm and being fun and approachable. And then somewhere in the middle is constantly nurturing. And I think if you lead programming and really know how to apply the nurturing side, I think that can be an asset, like understanding when to be overly firm and when to be encouraging, I think has there's just a really nice way in which it can inspire a young person. I think the other thing to keep in mind, I mean, definitely it's a little harder for females in the industry. I mean, I don't really think that much about it. I'm also not one to auto overcorrect. So like I get it. I'm 5'2". I'm pretty small. Like I understand it. I don't need to be bigger, stronger than everybody, but I do need to know more than the people I'm coaching. And you got to let things just roll off your back, especially if you find yourself in situations where you're challenged by parents who have a certain perspective of what a sports performance coach should be. Because it's usually not the kids. It's the parents that kind of try to challenge your authority and so forth. Speed. I mean, plain and simple, faster's better.